Hey, metalrose.com. We are Sandveiss. My name is Sean. This
My name
is
is Luke.
Luke. Oh, this way. Luke. Um, we've been playing about 12 years now. Sandveiss has three full-length albums. We just released our third one recently, October 11th.
I think it's like a very deep need to write music, to produce music, to express yourself through music when you're a musician. I mean, there's a lot of musicians that don't feel the need to write stuff, but if I talk for myself, I think it always been like a very yeah, I remember that the first time that I picked up a guitar, even before I was playing it, I was already trying to write stuff, to compose stuff. So, so I think that what drives me, I mean, it's the music is, simply like, as I say, like a natural thing. Um, the lyrics are more written as maybe like as observers of what's happening in the world. Um, So yeah, and some personal stuff too, but most of the lyrics that I write at least are more like reactions to what I see about the world every day. So
Yeah, for me, playing music is kind of like when you start to get back in shape physically. You know, when you've not done something for a long time, and you get back to it. Like I'll give you an example. For me, it's playing sports example, or just going on a bike ride or something. When the more you do it, the more you want to do it. So that's for me. That's what music is pretty much. It's kind of like a sport. So yeah.
well, the band name was inspired by an actress. She played in the first Evil Dead movie. Her name is Ellen Sandweiss. And we used to have a poster of the movie Evil Dead in our gem space. And while
Yeah.
we were looking for a band name, one of the former member of the band just noticed the name Sandwise on the poster and thought it sounded really cool because at first we wanted like a name that wasn't like associated with a certain kind of music or whatever. We wanted something like more like neutral, and so we just decided to go with that. We modified it just a bit, so it became Sandveiss, but that's where it comes from.
Yeah, we just released one a couple of days ago, actually, last Friday. Today it's Sunday here, so October 11th. You'd been working on it for a long time. It's been ready for a long time, but finally it's out. And for people who've released albums before, you know the feeling. Now the songs are they're old for us, even if it's just been released, which is kind of funny. But yeah, we can't wait to play these songs live, and we're so excited about
Hmm.
it. So yeah,
Yeah, and the album took a few years to write and to record. I mean, we started to write the music just before the pandemic. So when the pandemic happened, we were like all separated, of course, and so like on my side, the best way that I could use my time, uh, more than being a father at home, was to write music. So I wrote a lot of stuff, and yeah, I mean, we shared demos and stuff like that. So
yep.
so for a few years, actually, we wrote the thing and the lyrics and everything. So and when we started to record the album, I was that year. It was 2021, the end of 2021. I was going back to school for a year, so it was like a very, very busy year on my end. So it took more time that it would took like otherwise. But
Yeah, because we couldn't meet together, we couldn't jam or try not jam, but try stuff easily to
mhm.
kind of like the main structure of the album was pretty much done, but adding layers to for the icing on the cake,
I
as
mean,
we could say,
it's all
that
like the
was
producing stuff. I mean,
yeah,
because because we produced it like ourselves. So it's a thing to just record the stuff, the tracks, the instruments. But you have to give like an artistic direction to the whole thing. So yeah, it was a long process for many different reasons, but mainly because of time. We can't. I mean, like most of rock and metal musicians, we don't play that kind of music full time for sure. So we have other jobs and everything. So and families. So it's yeah, it's been a long process for all
yeah,
these reasons. But yeah, it's out. It's there. We're pretty um, happy with the result. The album has been mixed by Carl Daniel Lidden, which is a great mixer and producer from Sweden, and we just decided to call him because we just love many of the albums that he worked on.
yep,
So we just took a chance and we wrote to him, and he accepted to work with us. So we were very happy about this, and he did a wonderful job.
yeah,
We heard our music with the aesthetic that we always uh, loved from
yeah,
his work. So that was really, really cool. Like big drum sounds, like very, space and roomy vibe. And yeah, so, on all, you know, aspect of the albums, I think we're pretty satisfied with the result, and we hope that people will dig it.
yeah. You can listen to it on all digital platforms.
Hmm.
So yeah, it's
And
called
we
Standing
have
in the Fire.
yeah, Standing in the Fire, and we have some physical copies too. We have
Yeah,
vinyls and CDs. They're not ready yet to ship, but we'll have them ready soon.
yeah.
So
Bandcamp, you can find it.
as we said,
Yeah,
we wrote the album pretty much during the pandemic, and the lyrics. I mean, during the pandemic, the world just shone its uglier side. I mean,
yeah,
we see that side of the world since forever, but during the pandemic, it was really really special, and that inspired me a lot. To write about so many hard topics, hard subjects. I mean, if we give some examples, I wrote "I'll Be Rising" from the perspective of a victim of rape and abuse just after the Me Too movement and all that stuff. Um, you know, we I wrote some stuff about environment, about politics, about so many human and social issues and problems, and the
yeah,
way people, yeah, yeah, the way people interact other with others on social medias and stuff like that, like so toxic, so so hard on so many people because it can be a good thing but a very 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 bad thing at the same time. So yeah, all that stuff inspired me a lot. So that's the most of the lyrics are about these topics. A
yeah,
few of them are more personal subjects, but not that much. It's still personal in the sense that it's all written, uh, as the result of, you know, observations of what's happening. So of
yeah.
course, it's like my feeling and towards a few, many different things, but yeah, it's more about yeah all these subjects.
Yeah, I mean the artwork was done by a person called Amanda Morley. She does artwork that's kind of like collage work. And so she takes images and makes cuts them out from old magazines from the 70s and 60s, and then she inspires herself with that and makes something out. So we were already aware of what she was doing before we even started this album, and we kind of like told ourselves, hey, wouldn't it be cool that we could have a an artwork that she could, make an artwork for us or something, and we could use that as the cover and certain things, other things. So that's what happened. Essentially, we contacted her, and she made, this cover and back and forth a couple of times, and then we kind of like decided we agreed on. Okay, yeah, I mean that looks amazing, and that she actually did a couple of other artworks for us for the singles, and it's such a it's an analog work, which is what we find cool.
Yeah, but the cover is still like not only analog.
No,
It was like
yeah,
a hybrid of
correct.
Caroline Morin, which is another artist,
Yes,
graphic artist
you're right. Yeah,
that worked on the cover too. So it's like the cover itself is like a hybrid of analog collage and
yeah,
graphic more I would say what graphic
digital artwork.
digital artwork. Yeah, exactly. So.
Yeah, we're big fans of that type of work from the 70s, from Hypnosis and so I mean we kind of like that type of look.
Yeah.
So we went with that for this album. Oh, wow. Um, we were talking about this earlier, Luke. I mean, the new Blood Incantation album, I've only listened to it once, and I'm normally not a big like metal, like this type of metal fan, but because of the blend that's happening here, I really enjoy what they did with their last release, which I think came out a week ago or something. So the most recent Blood Incantation album, I think, is going to be on the top of my favorites of this year. The Last Ancients album as well
Oh
for
yeah.
me
Very good.
was for fellow Canadians on the West Coast is great as well. So for me, and expecting the new Opeth album, really looking forward to that. So those are the ones for me
Yeah.
right
On
now.
my side, we have the habit to just like always send each other some new stuff, some new
Yeah,
music. So Blood Incantation, we just happened to I think I
stumble on it.
yeah, we just like so it's a pretty recent discovery for me
Yeah.
too. But I would say like the latest, and it's cool because they're a friend of ours, and we're touring with them pretty soon. But the
Oh
last
yeah.
album, My Sons of
Yes.
Iraq, is so great. Um, a lot of great melodies, great riffs. I mean, it's their second albums, and it's both albums are so good, and they're getting more recognition in the stoner rock and doom scene in the
Yeah.
world, but they deserve it. I mean, it's
Sure.
so good. So yeah, their latest album's so good, and the latest by Paul Bearer. Paul Bearer is one of the
Oh yeah, I forgot that one.
it's out
Yes.
since a few months, but still very good.
Yeah.
I still listen to it very regularly, and it's called Mind Burns Alive. So it's a really good album. Very a lot of textures. They evolved a bit with that album. Their sound kind of changed a bit, but it's just like a natural evolution, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, that could be a long answer, but try to be concise. It's great. The for our type of music, I think it's metal and rock in general. We're from Quebec City, so it's a great scene actually. Um,
Yeah,
A lot
Quebec has
going
always
on.
been yeah, Quebec has always been a very metal city,
Yep.
if I can say.
Yep.
Um, so yeah, it's and if we talk about local scene, but maybe not just Quebec City, but the province
Yeah.
itself. I mean, there's so many great rock and metal bands from here, and for many long time. I mean, I think that Quebec is pretty well known as a metal place for the rest of the world,
Yep.
especially for extreme, like more death metal stuff, and
Metal
more
and prog. I mean, a lot
and
of
prog too.
bands
Oh yeah, of
come
course.
play in Quebec only, almost in Canada.
Hmm.
Sometimes when they come over.
Yeah, so the local scene is pretty diverse. There's a lot of different kind of
Yep.
metal and stuff like that. But yeah, we have a very strong metal tradition uh, around in Quebec, I think.
Yep. Play. Play live.
Yeah, as simple as that.
Play
We want to
live
play the more that
as
we
much.
can.
Yep.
We'd like to
And try,
tour.
yeah, tour and play in Europe, the US. Hey, Japan. Why not? You know. So yeah, just
But
play.
uh, but yeah, we just released our album a few days ago, and we have a small tour um, at the end of the month. That starts at the end of the month, but we have like a few shows, but it's all in Quebec. We have five or six shows. I think it's five shows around in Quebec,
Yep.
like Montreal, Quebec, and different cities around. But we sure love to, bring our music, as far as we can. I mean, we never had the opportunity that much to tour in other countries. We played a few shows in Sweden in 2016 for a festival, which is called
Live at Heart.
Live at Heart, yeah, in
Yep.
Audible. It was so cool. And we
Yep.
played in Las Vegas last January for Planet Desert Rock.
Yep.
Uh, so but that was all like few shows, few gigs, or only for one gig, but it wasn't like real tour. We never had the
No.
occasion to the possibility to do like real tours. So that's what we would love to, for that album. We'd love to, expand the more as we can. So that would mean go play like anywhere we can.
Yep.
So that's the plan. We want to promote the album the more we can, and then play tour. I think metal rule because it can be like whatever you want, in some kind. I mean, the energy of the metal music, the fact that it's so loud, it just like, you know, it's a very powerful music. But the thing that I love about music, metal music, is that it can blend with almost any other kind of music. I mean, there are some, prog metal, jazz metal, Celtic folk metal, whatever, it can blend with so many different, sounds,
Yeah.
and as long
Metalheads
as
are so open-minded, you know.
yeah, a lot of them are, so yeah, it's like you can, yeah, almost like I said, you can do whatever you want with it. I mean, so it's yeah, but I think it's just like a natural thing for us. It's not like you don't think why you like metal. You just
You do.
like it. You just do. Yeah, you do. It's just like a natural thing since we're very young. So
So that's why metal rules.
metal rule because we love it.
Yeah. Hey, thanks very much,
Yeah.
metalrules.com. We've been Sandveiss and hope to see you or meet you at a show sometime or so yeah. Take care and
Thank you very much.
see you next time.